What will the future hold for humanity? Yuval Noah Harari's Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind, offers a historical perspective that illuminates potential paths ahead. We stand at a unique crossroads in our species' journey. The decisions we make today will shape the lives of future generations. Technology, particularly in AI and biotechnology, is advancing rapidly, challenging our understanding of what it means to be human. Genetic engineering and brain-computer interfaces are no longer science fiction. Harari's Sapiens provides a framework for understanding these transformations, tracing our journey from insignificant apes to the dominant force on Earth. By examining past revolutions, we can glean insights into the forces that might shape our future. The future is not predetermined, but a spectrum of possibilities. It presents opportunities for progress and significant challenges, such as the climate crisis and the misuse of powerful technologies. Navigating this complex terrain requires wisdom, foresight, and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths. Have you ever pondered the grand trajectory of human existence? Yuval Noah Harari's Sapiens connects our deep past to the unfolding future. The book delves into mechanisms that allowed Homo sapiens to flourish, such as our unique ability to create and believe in shared fictions. This capacity for large-scale cooperation will continue to be pivotal as we face new global challenges. Sapiens serves as a lens to examine our present circumstances and contemplate diverse future paths. Harari prompts readers to think critically about the narratives that govern our modern world. He challenges us to consider whether the stories we tell ourselves today are truly serving our best interests. The book encourages a re-evaluation of our collective priorities and assumptions. The insights offered within Sapiens make you reflect deeply upon your place within this vast human story. It prompts a personal connection to these grand themes, moving them from abstract concepts to tangible concerns. Harari's exploration encourages a heightened awareness of the consequences of our actions. Around 70,000 years ago, Homo sapiens experienced the cognitive revolution. Sapiens began to think in unprecedented ways, developing new cognitive capacities. This included abstract thought, complex planning, and sophisticated language. Sapiens' language became uniquely flexible and complex, allowing them to describe past events, strategize future actions, and discuss abstract concepts. This ability to communicate information about the intangible set sapiens apart from all other creatures. Sapiens could form larger, more cohesive groups, bound by shared understanding and purpose. They could plan intricate hunting expeditions and pass on vital knowledge with greater fidelity. This allowed them to adapt more quickly to new environments and develop better tools. The cognitive revolution was the spark that ignited Sapiens' journey towards planetary dominance. It enabled them to outmaneuver their rivals, including other human species. This mental leap conferred immediate and significant advantages. The cognitive revolution reshaped the Earth and set Sapiens on a path to global dominance. For most of their existence, Homo sapiens lived as hunter-gatherers. They moved in small bands following animal migrations and seasonal cycles of plants. Their lives were deeply intertwined with the natural world. Starting around 12,000 years ago, the agricultural revolution began. Sapiens started to manipulate plant and animal species, leading to farming. This shift led to permanent settlements and new social structures. The accumulation of food surpluses allowed for the emergence of specialists. The agricultural revolution reshaped human society and the planet. It enabled a massive increase in the human population. However, this population boom often came at the cost of individual well-being. Agriculture fundamentally altered humanity's relationship with the environment. Harari argues that our species' true unique advantage lies in its ability to create and believe in fiction. Sapiens became capable of inventing and sharing stories about things that have no objective reality. This capacity for intersubjective reality allowed for unprecedented levels of cooperation among vast numbers of strangers. Shared fictions, such as gods, nations, and money, enabled sapiens to form larger and more complex cooperative networks. This numerical and organizational advantage was often decisive in conflicts with other human species. The legacy of this storytelling ability is the bedrock of human civilization. Legal systems, economic frameworks, and political ideologies are built upon elaborate fictions. Money, for example, has no intrinsic value. Its power derives from our shared belief in its worth. Understanding this power of narrative is crucial for comprehending our past and navigating our future. Shared stories will undoubtedly shape our future in an increasingly interconnected world. Beyond the tangible world, humanity inhabits a second layer of reality, constructed from shared stories, myths, and fictions. Harari posits that our capacity to create and believe in these abstract concepts is the secret to sapiens' success. These are not mere fairy tales, they are the scaffolding upon which our complex societies are built. This ability to subscribe to intersubjective realities allowed us to cooperate flexibly and in massive numbers. Religious narratives provided a common framework for understanding the world and our place within it. These narratives established codes of conduct that could unite vast populations. Money is perhaps the most successful fiction ever invented by humans. Pieces of paper, metal coins, or digital entries have no inherent value, yet they facilitate global cooperation. This shared trust allows individuals to cooperate effectively on a global scale. Nations, corporations, laws, and human rights are all built upon shared fictions. These powerful narratives dictate how we live and form the invisible architecture of our world. Understanding these shared myths is crucial for navigating our future. Shared narratives knit societies together, creating common identity and purpose. Belief in the same story bonds people, enabling collective action and defining in-groups and out-groups. Narratives evolve, adapt, and sometimes collapse, leading to societal shifts. They tap into our deepest hopes, fears, and sense of belonging. Emotional commitment to narratives can motivate extraordinary feats or sacrifices. Section 3. The next grand narrative, introducing Dataism. As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, Yuval Noah Harari suggests that many of the grand narratives that shape the modern world, such as liberalism, humanism, and nationalism, are facing unprecedented challenges. The old certainties are eroding under the pressure of rapid technological advancement, global interconnectedness, and new existential threats. In this vacuum, Harari speculates about the potential emergence of a new, overarching narrative, one that is uniquely suited to our information-saturated age. He calls this nascent ideology Dataism, a worldview that venerates information flow above all else. Dataism, in Harari's formulation, posits that the universe consists of data flows, and the value of any entity or phenomenon is determined by its contribution to data processing. From this perspective, organisms are essentially algorithms, and the entire sweep of cosmic evolution is simply the process of creating ever more complex and efficient data processing systems. Humanity's historical role, according to Dataism, has been to create the ultimate data processing system, the Internet of All Things, which will eventually encompass the entire globe, and perhaps even beyond. This perspective reframes life itself through the lens of information science. This new ideology could potentially become a powerful unifying force, much like traditional religions or secular ideologies did in previous eras. Dataism offers a seemingly scientific and universal framework for understanding everything, from biological evolution to economic markets and human relationships. It promises to solve humanity's most intractable problems: disease, aging, even death. Not through divine intervention or political revolution, but through the relentless collection, analysis, and application of vast quantities of data. The belief in the supreme power of algorithms and information could bind individuals worldwide who seek progress and solutions through technological means. However, the rise of Dataism as a dominant narrative carries profound implications and potential dangers. If the ultimate value lies in data processing, what becomes of human experience, consciousness, and free will, especially those aspects that are difficult to quantify or convert into data points? If algorithms can understand our desires and make better decisions for us than we can ourselves, what is the role of individual autonomy? Harari cautions that Dataism could lead to a world where humans are increasingly seen as mere tools for generating data, rather than as beings with intrinsic worth. The quest for an all-knowing, all-powerful information network might reshape humanity in ways we are only beginning to comprehend. Climate change and global risks. The future is rapidly approaching our doorstep. Climate change looms large, threatening global stability. Its effects are visible, from melting ice caps to extreme weather. We must acknowledge the gravity of our situation. Our collective future depends on understanding this threat. We must unite to avoid a devastating future. Section 2. The Algorithmic Oracle, Artificial Intelligence and its Dominion. Artificial intelligence, or AI, stands as a monumental force of technological disruption. Yuval Harari highlights its profound impact on humanity's future. AI's complex algorithms are integrated into our daily lives, from search engines to medical diagnostics. This powerful technology promises transformative benefits but also presents profound ethical questions. We must ensure AI remains a beneficial tool, not an existential threat. The current wave of technological disruption extends far beyond AI, encompassing powerful innovations in biotechnology, nanotechnology, and neurotechnology. Genetic engineering offers the power to rewrite life's code, promising cures but raising ethical concerns. Brain-computer interfaces could merge human consciousness with digital systems, posing risks to mental privacy. These advancements promise breakthroughs but bring complex ethical questions and potential harm. Society struggles to adapt to rapid technological shifts, impacting traditional economic models and work nature. We must anticipate and mitigate potential negative consequences of these disruptions. Striking a balance between innovation and public safety requires global collaboration and wisdom. In this contemporary era, defined by unprecedented and accelerating change, we are compelled to ask, what does it truly mean to be human today? Our traditional understandings of self, consciousness, and free will are being tested by technological advancements. Algorithms influence our choices, shaping our preferences and desires, questioning our autonomy. Yuval Harari prompts us to consider that our inner lives are becoming quantifiable data sets. The lines between human and machine blur with advancements in biotechnology and AI. We must reflect on the core human values we wish to preserve as we move into this new epoch. This is a fundamental philosophical challenge for our time, demanding broad societal engagement. Dataism, as coined by Harari, posits that the universe consists of data flows, and humans are biochemical algorithms. Enhancing information processing is seen as the supreme value within this framework. Dataism could lead to increased understanding of complex systems and improved global governance. By collecting and analyzing vast data, we might solve global problems like pandemics and climate change. It could foster a more interconnected, rational, and efficient world, guided by data-driven insights. The allure of a data-driven utopia is compelling to many seeking solutions in an uncertain world. However, dataism as a dominant worldview presents significant challenges and potential dangers. If information flow becomes the ultimate good, human values like individual experience and privacy might be devalued. Critical questions arise. Who controls the data and the algorithms that interpret it? Concentration of data power could lead to new forms of totalitarian control. Decisions by opaque algorithms could lack transparency, human oversight, and accountability. Humanity risks becoming subservient to its data-driven creations, losing agency. We must critically examine the assumptions and implications of this emerging worldview. A future dominated by data requires careful, continuous, and robust ethical navigation. Harari's future is not a fixed destiny, but a landscape shaped by our choices today. Transformative technologies and ideologies will play a significant role, but human agency remains crucial. We must guide these developments with our cherished ethical values and humanistic principles. Critical thinking about the future is a vital responsibility for every informed citizen. The path ahead requires conscious effort, ethical deliberation, and a commitment to shaping a future that benefits all humanity. Engaging in critical thinking about the future is therefore not merely an abstract academic exercise, it is a vital responsibility for every informed citizen in a functioning democracy. The path ahead requires conscious effort, ongoing ethical deliberation, and an unwavering commitment to shaping a future that genuinely benefits all of humanity, not just a select, privileged few. The relentless march of technological advancement brings with it profound ethical dimensions. As humanity gains unprecedented powers, we acquire new responsibilities. Yuval Noah Harari highlights this critical intersection. We must scrutinize the deeper implications of new inventions. Each new technology is inherently a moral challenge. We must ask, should we do this? What kind of society will this create? These questions demand our careful consideration. Consider the ethical labyrinth of modern biotechnology. Advances like CRISPR hold promise but raise questions about fairness and equality. Could society be divided into the genetically enhanced and unenhanced? What are the unforeseen ecological consequences? These are urgent dilemmas requiring public debate and robust regulation. The power to rewrite life demands unprecedented wisdom. Emerging fields like neurotechnology present unique ethical challenges. Brain-computer interfaces raise concerns about mental privacy. Could our thoughts become accessible or manipulable? Surveillance technologies threaten personal privacy. Constant observation could alter human behavior. Our autonomy and fundamental freedoms are at stake. It is difficult to foresee all societal impacts. These ethical dilemmas are global in scope. A breakthrough in one country can have worldwide repercussions. Autonomous weapons systems can trigger international arms races. Achieving universal consensus is challenging. We need enhanced international dialogue and shared ethical guidelines. We must create frameworks proactively. The future of global stability may depend on it. The future of global stability may depend on it. Section 2. The Algorithmic Conscience AI, Data, and Human Values. AI crystallizes the ethical challenges of our era. Concerns about algorithmic bias, accountability, and misuse are paramount. Privacy and data ownership are critical issues. The data divide could exacerbate inequalities. Embedding human values into AI is a profound challenge. Whose values should be encoded? Ensuring AI development remains human-centric is essential. Section 3. Charting a Conscious Course. The Imperative of Critical Engagement. Ethical considerations in our technological future affect everyone and demand public engagement. We collectively create the future through our choices and actions. Informed public discourse is essential for navigating ethical complexities. Critical thinking helps us question narratives and avoid technological determinism. We must act with wisdom and foresight for future generations. The imperative to read Sapiens. Yuval Noah Harari's Sapiens explores cognitive revolutions, shared fictions, and Dataism. It's an intellectual journey through human history, offering fresh perspectives. Harari's work connects historical events into a cohesive narrative. It explains how shared myths allowed Homo sapiens to succeed. Read Sapiens to challenge your assumptions and expand your understanding. Engage with its ideas and reflect on their implications. Sapiens is a tool for critical thinking and informed action. Actively shaping our shared Morrow. Understanding the past and contemplating the future is crucial. Knowledge alone is incomplete without action. We are actors on the grand stage of human existence. The future is something we collectively build. Small actions create powerful currents of change. Support ethical businesses and reduce your environmental footprint. The future requires active involvement. Be an architect, not just a spectator. Section 3. The Informed Citizen. Forging a path to positive transformation. Becoming an active participant in shaping the future necessitates becoming an informed citizen. In an age of rapid technological advancement and complex global challenges, this means more than just passively consuming daily news headlines. An informed citizen in the 21st century actively seeks to understand the deeper trends, the underlying forces, and the long-term implications of the changes unfolding around us. This involves engaging with works like Sapiens, that provide historical context and frameworks for understanding our current predicaments. It requires a commitment to looking beyond the immediate and the superficial, to grasp the interconnectedness of global events and the potential pathways that lie before humanity. This deeper understanding is the bedrock of meaningful action. Crucially, informed citizenship in our modern world demands a highly developed capacity for critical thinking. We are constantly bombarded with information from a multitude of sources, some reliable, many less so. It is essential to cultivate the ability to evaluate information critically, to distinguish between credible evidence and unsubstantiated claims, and to recognize biases, whether in media reports, political rhetoric, or even academic discourse. An informed citizen does not accept narratives at face value, but questions their origins, their assumptions, and their potential consequences. This is particularly important when considering predictions about the future and the promises or perils associated with new technologies. A healthy skepticism combined with an open mind is vital. The power of informed citizenship lies in its ability to influence societal direction and public policy. When a significant portion of the populace is well-informed and critically engaged, they can hold leaders and institutions accountable. They can advocate more effectively for responsible innovation, for ethical guidelines that govern new technologies, and for policies that promote long-term well-being over short-term gains. Positive change rarely happens spontaneously. It is often the result of sustained effort by informed individuals who understand the issues and are willing to speak up and demand better. Democratic societies in particular depend on an educated and engaged citizenry to navigate complex challenges successfully and make wise collective choices for the future. Ultimately, the message is one of empowerment and responsibility. The future, as Harari and others remind us, is not a predetermined script that we are powerless to alter. While the challenges are undoubtedly significant, so too is our collective capacity for ingenuity, cooperation, and ethical deliberation. By committing to reading works like Sapiens, by choosing active participation over passive observation, and by cultivating the habits of an informed and critical citizen, we can each contribute to forging a more positive path for humanity. The journey ahead is uncertain, but it is one that we can navigate with greater wisdom and purpose if we embrace this call to action with conviction and hope.